everybody, what is going on? Can you see me? Do you see all of me or some of me? Can you see right through me? Can you see through my eyes? Can you see the eye? How red it is, and how white it is, and how red it is? It has begun. It has begun, my friends. The eclipse, I was thinking about it. I said, should I come out here and tell everybody what's going on with the eclipse? Can you see one pack? One pack. Tell me you can see completely the other pack. You can't. So you don't really know what happened with the eclipse. You see, certain things in life, when you chain something up, okay, you take the chain from one side and you bring it around and you close it on the other side. Sometimes you reconnect that chain with the same chain, but this time it's now surrounding something. Well, that chain, my friend, is number one. It's a U. It has to be you. Urantia has to come around. So she sets up in the Mediterranean at 41. She goes around the world on 42, which is a representation of the numbers 5 and 9. 5 by 9 is 45. 8 by 45 is the 360-degree angle. Now we get down to Asia, and we get down to the Baltic, number 43. So we now connected the Baltic and the Mediterranean. Yeah, I marked a few things down. The other thing about the Baltic and the Mediterranean is the Baltic is 43. The Mediterranean is 41. It's a total of 84, which is 7 times 12. But it doesn't tell you much, right? 7 times 12, 84, which is the 7th gate of the alphabet. Pretty simple, eh? Right? 7 is G. 1 obviously would be A, and now you have the piano. The B is all the letters in between. Alpha, Omega, and B is in between. Because whatever God made, okay, he couldn't do it without the universe. Okay? He actually, in my view, does not own the universe. He manipulates the universe. And he uses space, and he creates time. He creates time in order for the functionalities of whatever he's doing works. For example, you fill your car up with gas. You can't drive forever. It's going to run out. The tank is only so big for each piece of equipment. When you use certain electrical appliances and you plug it straight into the wall and you demand the wall to pull it out from the electrical current, and your wires that are in the wall, okay, are not big enough to carry that current, it'll jump the breaker. So God's on the outside with all the power, and the inside is the beta world. So regardless of what happens inside this world, all God has to do is bust the bubble, and it's all over. He takes away space, and he removes your time. TH, time, heaven. THC, time, heaven, creation. Now let me get back to where I was with the Baltic. So you take Baltic, and we ended up saying 712. Okay, at the end of it all, 7, 1, and 2 is all the main things that God needed. 4, okay, is the opposite of the 6 in man to make it a 10 worlds, and it's only a branch. It's only a chain. They don't need the 4. It's a chain to keep this world connected, 2, 4, 6, 8. Actually, 2, 4, 6, 9. Do you understand? 30 days are September, April, June, and November. The 11th month is one alpha god and one beta god. Together they are 2. Why 9 and not 8? Why September 30 days, the only odd number that has less than 31 days, and August is 31, and it's an even number, and it is the only one? Because the 8 is the heaven. We live in the 8. The 8 is who we are. It's the 2 eggs. I'm going to get back to the Baltic. Okay, I won't jump on the eggs yet. Okay, but with the Baltic now that we just went over what we did, okay, we're now going to count the number, because the number I'm giving you, 43 for the Baltic and 41 for the Mediterranean, comes off Monopoly. Okay, if you really want to know where it comes from. But I've worked on it and looked for other numbers, and I can't find them. Or if I do find them, the totality into a single digit are exactly the same. So we get on to Baltic 2, 3. Isn't it funny? BALTIC. Beta, angel, life. Transmission, I, me, okay. Creation, Baltic. 2, 3, 15. The first 3 letters, which would say the balance of your account, but it only says BAL dot. Okay, BAL is a total of 15. That's the omega egg. 15, 1 and 5 stands for A and E, and God is the A and E. It's the A and the E world. A, and that's all it is. It's the A and the E world with omega and the E world, and that's what makes everything become life. So now we have back to Baltic 15. We have the transmission is 20. Why is the transmission for 20? 2, 4, 6, 8 equals 20. And the letter T also equals 20. So now we have 35. And what's so special about 35 is that if you reverse it, okay, it's 53. And together it would make 88. It would make the totality of, okay, it can't be 91 because those are the 3 spirits. Okay, it's 88 without the spirits. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 spirit is 6. 8 times 8 is 64. Makes your man 10. 64 and 16 make 80. Now you've got the heaven of the omega. 8, okay, is made up of 2 eggs. 1 egg is a little smaller than the other egg because he doesn't carry the weight. We are one of the eggs. The other one is the spirit that has to be carried around. The angle is carried around in you. You make the angle. But the transmission that comes in on this angle, okay, is received by one side of the brain. Because it only makes sense that I say that because that's the way it would be. So, what side of the brain would take? Well, let me tell you one thing. Spirit is first and above and beyond anything else in this world. If they cut off your transmission into this world, you're done with. You are only a beta. A spirit, okay, is an alpha. It's an existence of life forever and ever and ever and ever. It's just like space. It'll always be there. It's your contact in this world. Anyways, what we're going to do now is Baltic is now at 53 or 35, but at 53, which is 52, okay, which is actually, it's 50. God is 5, plus the omega egg in this world is 50, okay, plus the 1 spirit, okay, and the 2 spirit makes a total of 53. You have 52 cards in the deck, and you are one of the jokers. Total 53. 85, 53. That's the number. Okay. So now we get the 35 on Baltic. Plus 9 is 44. And 44 are the 4 corners of one world and the 4 corners of the other world. 4 corners, this side of the dice and then this side of the dice. You're in the middle of the dice. I describe it as 3 dice sometimes, but there's many ways to show that connection. So now we have, if you want, we have 50. Now in Monopoly, there's no 50. You don't think so? You don't think so? I'm going to show you many 50s in Monopoly. If the trains start up, it's 5 to the center. Okay, each one. Number 1. The other way to get 50 in Monopoly that nobody really knows, okay, is to go to jail. You have 40 on the board, which is the game. But if you go to jail in life, you become 10 omega. 40 and 10 is 50. But then the comparison of Monopoly, for most of my people who don't follow or understand me, is the ride. How do you want him to get to jail? If he goes straight across, okay, he's got to pass the properties. One property, then he'll pass two properties, then he'll pass properties. He's always going to pass straight through the board, over free parking. Each side of the board is going to have a property because he's in the game, and he goes all the way to jail. And if you notice the jail on Monopoly, it's in the corner. It's a special corner they make for it. And if you look at the point of that corner, it hits the same point as you see the guy who says go to jail. You ever see what the guy looks like go to jail? He's in blue, but he's in baby blue because he's from the Mediterranean. We were brought up in the Middle East. That's what it's all about. Middle East, Mars and Earth. Middle East, Mercury and Earth. Middle East. Here's one you won't hear very often. Earth and Pluto, 9th planet. Not only that, it's got 3 moons representing Earth. Jupiter, 63 moons representing man and Earth. Saturn, 61 moons representing man and spirit. Earth, 1 moon representing spirit. There's no soul on Earth. As man takes forth for the soul, and there is no soul. There is no soul moon because we obtain the soul moon within inside of us, which says we are on Earth in that explanation. And like I tell everybody, we're not on Earth. There's something not right. Either I'm completely wrong and we're not on Earth, but I think everything else, because the Earth thing keeps coming back to me and saying, Ronnie, you're wrong. Ronnie, you're wrong. And it shows me examples. It comes to you. God is not around. He's nowhere to be seen. Okay? But we know, doesn't matter what level we get to on this roll, they're all going to be the same. And this is the way our spirit works. Doesn't matter which row you pick. Okay? These are all the same, and it only unravels this way. You think so? It unravels this way and this way, which are not the same way. Anyways, back to the Baltic. We've got a total of, what did I say? 20, 35, 44. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. Total is 24. 24 represents 2 plus 4, man. 2 times 4 is the 8 heaven. 8 and 6 is 14. The one spirit of the 4 diamonds. 4 diamonds. Diamonds are forever in this world, my friend. They criss and they cross. And every time they criss and they cross, they create X's. And that X is a square. That's your 1, 5, and pi. What I just told you is the diamond is God inside that diamond, and that's your 1, 4, and pi. The creation of everything is me telling you the story. Then it goes to 9, 2, because that was the birth inside the second world, which is what beta does. And I'm thinking that has to do with animals and everything else, because what happens is we, okay, in creation, we are the 9 in creation. 3 and 9 stands for perfection, because the total count of 10 is 39, and I'm quite sure of it, although I can be wrong about everything. I keep bumping into the same thing with 39, and one of the 2 letters in the alphabet that stand out more than any other letters is S and T for saint. Any saint that you want to talk about totals 39. Now when you add the E into the saint, you get 44. The 2 worlds of the 4 corners and the 4 corners. Yes, we're not going to forget about the slip-on triangles, but I'm not into that right now. Now we're going to jump off this. We're back to Baltic, and we totaled at 44. Plus 3 is 47. The 7th gate with delta. Delta is the 4 angles, the totality. 7. How can I write this down? Hold on a second. 47. Zip, 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 zip. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 1. 4 corners. Okay. Four corners. 1, 4. And this is over here. 1, 5. Okay. So there's a lot more to do. Anybody ever see 12 o'clock? When this hand goes all the way around, when it's 10 minutes before 12 o'clock, 11:50. 10 minutes, 11:50, right. When it's 10 minutes, okay, I think is it 10 minutes? It's got to be 90-degree angle here. How much time is it? An hour and a half? 10:30 would be here. I'd be at 10:30 at 90 degrees. I think it's 10 to 12, okay? Because 10, okay, is actually saying the 10 worlds, and at the same time, in 10 minutes, this 5 will be a complete 6. Although the clock will never show it, this will be a 6, so then it'll be 10-6. Speaking about man, because who's talking about 6-4? Because the arm's coming up this way. See the way it goes to 6, to 8, to 4? Because these are the numbers, that's the way it runs. Okay, so 4-7, okay, what 4-7 means, okay, I'm going to try and explain it to you. 2 is actually what's supposed to be here, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 is here, and the dead center point over here is 5. Okay, this is the arm on the clock. Okay, to explain it this way. This would be inside here, and the dot would be right in the center. This shows a 10, which is in Roman numerals, 24th letter in the alphabet. Okay, but as dots, they're all worth 5. All dots value 5. All lines value 1, except the block. When they show it sideways like this, you ever see the way the Mayan count it sideways? But if you take a look at it, when you see somebody make a line because you're making a dash, that's not even half the story. You have to make it wider. You have to have an in-between. You have to see it more than just a pencil dot. It's got to be 3 or 4 deer, however it works. You don't mind if I have a cigarette? Oh, Lord, thank you for delivering up on our game. The good Lord has delivered me a Mercedes-Benz. Sure did. You know what I did? I turned it around backwards. How did I do that? Because Mercedes, the first 3 letters are R-E-M. And I figured I started a record company or something. And then again, it was music to my ears. And it was all in a dream. And I came back to this world to see if I could remember that I was here before. So finally, after almost 50 years, I know I was here. At least I think I was here. I'd like to believe that I was here. And thus and therefore, if I was here, I was on the Titanic and I drowned. I didn't see the same story that everybody else saw on the Titanic. I saw something completely different. It was a hijack. It was all about money, just like everything else we see out there. Anyways, this is what we're going to do just to see. I've never done this before. This is 2. The center here would be 5, 4, 5, 6. Okay, which automatically means 5 and 2 is 7. And that's where the 7th gate goes. This is the 7th gate. It keeps moving around. It jumps the 6 into the 9, but don't forget there's 2 of them. One of them works, actually, hold on a second. It's very complicated, and there's 2-3 things that I just wanted to show you. I just learned them myself just now. That's why when I work, I got to continue, because when I stop, stop. If I stop thinking, I don't get any information. But if I continue thinking and I stay in my buzzed out world, not because I get stoned or anything, it has nothing to do with get stoned. I can't relax. I got I don't know what you call it, ADSD or whatever you want to call it, ADD or something. So plus I'm bipolar. So when I smoke my pot, I just go right into that world because I want to go, because I'm relaxed. I can open my mind. But if you're not relaxed, how do you open that mind? If nothing's going right, nothing will go right because your mind is closed on one side. You can't do that. You can't do that because the secondary world comes in. Every time you're down and out, the secondary world comes in and lifts you up. And the easiest way to reason and understand that is because you let them in. You wanted to be lifted up. You looked high at the spirits. You looked above the menial ways you were thinking minutes before. I'm not saying it works all the time and for everybody, but it's all inside our minds. This thing about this world is all our mind, and we leave without any money. We came in with no money. We don't leave with any objects. In fact, we grew out of this world, and we're going to be put right back into this world. 6 feet down, 2 feet up. 6'2". Makes an 8. That's our heaven. Pretty much at the same time, when we're lying in the ground, right? Do you know who wins when you lie in the ground? Do you know who stands up higher than your nose when you are in the ground? It's your second toe on each foot. 2 and 2. That means life. How's this, buddy? Oh, wait a second. If my thumb's up, my pinky is down. But it's not. My pinky is going to the left, and my thumb is going to the top, and then I got 3 little guys in between that want to take part, but I don't want them to take part. Hello? Hello? Yeah, this is Alpha. You got the E world? Sure. You're talking from your pinky now. That's the fifth. No, it's not the 5th. It's the 1st. No, it's the 5th. It's the 1st. You know why I'm having an argument with him? Because he's there, I'm here, he sees it first, I see it last. He says 5, I say 1, I say Area 51. Write that down and it says I-S, is. The 5, okay, is a V. Could be an N if you bring the single digits together as a letter and number count. Could be a W, but that would be a 2 and 3 on the dice. But if you want to throw an N on the dice, you got to throw 1, 4, and you get a 5. You know what they pay for a 5? 7 to 5. You know what they pay for a 9? 7 to 5. But the God, it would be the opposite way. Now listen to this. 9 is our birth. 5 is the God. They both pay the same thing on the dice. They both have the same odds on the dice. And it says 5775. That's in 2 years in the Hebrew calendar. 5775. And who comes in at 2 to 1? The 4 and the 10 are the only 2 on the roulette that pay 2 to 1. That's you and your angel. That'd be October 4th, 2014. And you know what's funny about that? I think that's Yom Kippur. And that's exactly what the word means. Yom, Yo, Y-O, Y the 25th letter, O the 15th letter, 40 for the game. Y is the 27th letter. O is the 15th letter, 42 for the angel birth of the passage of man in heaven, man of heaven. I'm not going to explain to you why yet. What were we talking about? Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, my friends, okay. Do you ever hear what they say? Hold on, I'm okay. Yom Kippur, when you go to a crap table, they say, yo! But they don't go put the M on it. You know what the M means? It's 4, 5, 6 equals 15. It's A to E. It's you. You're calling to get your numbers. That's why they say yo. And the yo and M means it's you who are the yo. Kippur. But don't forget, in between Yom Kippur, there's a space. Well, that automatically equals 8. Joining Yom with Kippur, you don't put the line between it, because if you put that line, there's a chance it's saying Yom minus Kippur, or do not enter the Kippur, because of what a do not enter sign looks like. Well, when the words, okay, if you write a sentence down and you keep on writing, you go on to the next line, to the next line, to the next line, follow every space between each word and you will see new words come out. Yom Kippur, K, is actually a line, and it's a long line, so it's the L. It's a small L, but it becomes a capital L once the V turns sideways, is next to it. The L and V would total 34, or 43, and come back to the same thing as before. Oh, by the way, 34 and 43, that's the number of Christ, 77. The other thing I want to jump back before I go on and probably forget about things that I started with you and you're saying, hey, what happened to it? Don't worry about it. It's probably in one of my other cassettes anyways. What I wanted to say is that the reason for 4 and 7 is because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's this world. It's the 2 world. And the center here is 5. 2 and 5 is 7. 47. This over here is the angle of man. It's the angle, the angel angle for his life. Okay, if we reverse this, okay, 74 and 47 equals to 121, which is 11 times 11, which is May 1st, 3 out of 4 years. At the same time, 74 is the gate of the God, because God, we're connected to God here, the Spirit of this world, our electricity. 74 is the number of Jesus. J10, E5 is 15. Jesus also says, Je. It says, I am, in his name. Okay? I am what? I don't know. But J-E, okay, J-E is Jupiter and Earth again. Now we have, what were we talking about, which letters, what name, J-E, we're talking about Yom Kippur. Boy, I'm all over the place, eh? Must be time for bed. Wow, 2:10 in the morning. I'm very thirsty. Yeah, the number of Christ is 74. Jesus I was on. J, 10, 15, S is 19, is 34, 21 for you, 44, 54, and 1 is 55, freedom 55, and 19 for the last S makes 74. And time, T-I-M-E, 20 for T, 9 for I is 29, 13 for M is 42, and E is 5, 47. Time and Jesus and everything else fits there. And the birth is in between man and the heaven. This is 135 degrees. 1, 3, and 5 equals 9. 1, 3, and 5 says ace. 1, 3, 5, and 6 says space. The clock works. The 7th gate is over here at 135 degrees, the same thing as the 9. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off to something else, because you know what, I came on here with absolutely nothing to say, and just want to show you something new I found out tonight. Okay, one of the things is just, it's always in the drawing, right? See this? It's 2 S's back to back, but it looks like a 2 and a 5, the spirit and the soul. Anyways, another thing about 52, not only is it that, not only do the Mayans do it, but the word heart, the word earth, the letter count for number 6, all are 52 values, 7, 7, 7. Okay, there's 4 7s, by the way. Anyways, the other one we're going to go to is 19 is the 19th letter is the S. Then as you have 2 S's, you have 38. And then you have 3 S's, you have 57. And you have 4 S's, you have the spirit of 76, because this is the totality. Every mark has a value of only 5. This would be 20. That's the beta world. Now we go 3 up and 3 down. Base is empty. SSS, 15. SSS, 15. Makes an egg, makes an egg. 57, why 57? Because 19 value times 3 is 57, and 19 value times 3 is 57, equaling to 1 alpha God, 1 beta God, and the angle of man. In other words, this number, 1, 2, and 4 equals 6. This says Mars on the same time, right? But the pig's pregnancy, okay, for a pig is 114 days, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9 by 3 is 27, and 9 is 36, right? Did I get that right or wrong? Anyways, irrelevant to the fact, 5775 is in from 2 years from now. This makes SSS. Together it makes 30. Creation. There's only 4, like I said. 4 months of 30 days. There are 7 months of 31 days. Okay? One of the reasons, okay, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of 30 days, right? Of 31 days. You see the 4th one here? Yeah, you still there? You still there? Okay, so this is what happens now. In order to function these 2 worlds, you need a connecting spirit to come in. So each group gets half of this and half of this. That's why it's down here. So it gets split. Now the value of this, okay, S is 19. So if it was half, it would be 9.5. Okay? If it was half, it would be 9.5. But in this area, where everything is worth 5, that means this, okay, will only be worth 0.5. Was it 2.5? 5, yeah, it's 2.5. That's worth 2.5. So I made a mistake, but I don't know why. What is it? Okay. I need something from my computer. Anyway, so what happens is this becomes 15, 16, 17.5. This one becomes 17.5. The total would be 35. Back to the Baltic, BALT, 35. 53, 55, Omega, and 3. 2 beta and 1 creation spirit. So now we have, what are we going to do here next? The half of this value is 9.5. The total is 57. Now you will have 66.5 is what you have. You don't have 666, you have 66.5. And the reason for that is although you are a 6, okay, nothing is higher than 5. Okay, 6 doesn't exist, 7 doesn't exist, it just doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is from A to E. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just give me a second, all right? 6 doesn't exist. A to E equals 6. God is not you. He is not your birth. God is the giver. Man takes. Did you hear that? First of all, there's nothing, okay? It all starts here. And the reason it starts here, okay, is because on the 4 card, there's no spirit. On the 5 card, it's only God. And on the 6 card, it shows the extremities on the outside. The 8 is the heaven, the 9. So what happens, okay, I'm going to try and take a look and explain this, is that God is one. My computer keeps screwing up. How can I explain this? There's so many ways to do it, and I'm already into 36 minutes. God is not you, so he's not number 6, okay? He's not your birth, so he's not number 9. God is the mover of the gates, and he's moving you, so he's not being moved. He's moving. And he's the giver of the spirit, and man is the taker. So they're chained together. They're all chained together. It's chain reaction. So now how you work it, God is A to E. Because A and E in this world, he creates A and E. The extension of A and E is 1 and 3. E3. Earth is in the 3rd position. E5. Again, we got 53 because it's the 5th letter. The reason I take it for a 3, because in one world, they write this way. In the other world, they write backwards this way. So if they're writing your letters, because they're writing it to you, everything would be backwards. And depending where you live in this world and who you are, okay, it would be sideways. It's going to be 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. And then in between the 45 degrees are the overlaps, okay, which may be, there's an enormous different kinds in each level. Everybody knows it's going to be 60 normally, but if you ever take a look on paper and start dragging this in, see this is 45, right? But I might make this from here straight down to here in a straighter level, giving a heavier degree. Do you know this will relate to the birth cycle, eh? All those who want to know, I'm going to get on it. 1 on top, 2 in the middle, 1 on the bottom. It's always like that. It's 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. 121. 11 times 11. 1 year, 2 year, 1 year. 121. 74 and 47, 121. 11 times 11. This is actually 12. Imagine this is not a year and this told the reality only from the top. What would we get? We'd have 20. We'd still say the same thing. This 10 will not change anything. Putting this number here changes nothing. 12 and 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. There, change. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 9. Has anybody seen that before? I know I'm a little off. So anyways, it's A to E. And it stops. Because after that, 6 creates, okay, the hips. 7 creates the gate. 8 creates the 2 omega eggs. And where do they get together, the 2 omega eggs? You see the 8 makes an X over here in the center? Okay, well, that's the Spirit of God. That's his number. And there's your birth. And here's you and God. You know why it's you and God? This is the value of the diamond. This is the value of the heart. You and God. If God was the spade, The spade has the same number count as the diamond. Now, I know we might be off kilter. Now, where did I get these numbers from? You wouldn't believe it. I dreamed one night about tic-tac-toe, and I got some numbers in my dream, and it showed me how to do certain things. And if you play a blank game of tic-tac-toe and replace it by anywhere from 3 anywhere from 3 to 5. I mean, you can play 2, but everybody plays XO. So you use 3 to 5 initials of some sort or words, and then you play a game for each. Okay? Everybody gets a chance to go first. And then you see what the results are, and it'll give you numbers and stuff. And it's never wrong, because once you're adding, multiplying, dividing, or whatever, I don't care what you're doing. I mean, you don't have to be a math scientist to say what I'm going to say next. 2.9865138 You want to know what that is? That is all repeated numbers. Check it out. Do you know why? What happens is, what you see on one side is one thing, and what you see on the other side is another thing. If we're preparing things for the 7th gate, okay, we can't be number 9. Okay, we have to go to number 7 first, because 9 is bigger than 8. If 9 is bigger than 8, okay, like if I'm bigger than the door, I can't get in. So 7 bends down, shoves it over into 9, lifts it up over to 8, and lets it out. You got to look like whatever you're called, you got to be able to fit into that. Okay? And you know what's fantastic? Is that these are the only numbers that make a change. These are the only 3 numbers that make a change. 7, 1, 4. Because put the 1 inside the... Oh, my pen is stuck. What is it? You see what I did? I shoved the 7 and the 1 together. Makes the 4. Always sticks together. That is underneath the number 147 of your telephone. You can also do it 1, 3, okay, 5, 7, 9. You can also do it 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. And the reason you can do it that way is because of the dice, the way the dice is made. Well, we're going to get on to this last piece of A&E. So there was nothing started up to E. Nothing has begun up to E except for what God has done. Man only enters into the game right over here. Actually, he enters into the game over here. It goes 9, 7, 8, 6. 9, 7, bring it to the 8, and then become a 6. This is the one spirit. J, K, L, these letters. 10, 20, 33, the number of Christ. 10, 21, 2 and 1 is creation. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. 11, 12, 23 creation. 20. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. That's the way it is. It's a hop, skip, and a jump, and you got to be the right shape. And the reason I showed you the 1, 4, and 7, I wasn't sure why at one point. The reason I showed you the 1, 4, and 7 is because they can't be duplicated unless you go to short sticks. Okay, but they can't be duplicated. The 3 can be duplicated as an 8. The 5 can be duplicated as a 2. The 6, and so on and so forth. Yes, the 1, but don't forget, when you draw the 1, you put a line in the center. I mean, I'm not going to put a line, okay, number 1 is here. It doesn't work that way. 1 is here. And every time you do something, the 1 is always in the center. No, excuse me, it's not always in the center. It's in the center of your heart. Look the way I'm holding my pen. My arm, my heart is in over here. That's where the angle. We're angled out. Listen, we're like elevators. We go up, we go down, we get up, we go to sleep. Everything is proportionate to an angle of a calculation of Got a little mixed up there, eh? You like the hairdo? Just snipped it up there. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff in here. Let me go back one page. I mean, it's almost like, would you like 2 sausages, 3, I mean, do you ever get more or less than, you want, I mean, most orders, when you order food, I mean, they always usually give you 2 sausages, 3 strips of bacon. They say, would you like an order of hash browns? Okay? Brown, dwarf star, hash, heaven, coming down here. You don't think that the order of eggs that are not coming? The Baltic, the earth, the ear, the corn cob. And the reason the corn passes through you, that yellow energy, okay, is numbered at 50, okay, which is a representation of what you call pi, because in French they call it a P. I wasn't going to do this. Everybody wants to know why B, where am I? See the letter G here? He doesn't need to go up over here. It starts here, there'll be an angle up here, and go all the way around, okay, and comes back over here, okay. Then I don't know what the angle is next after that. I think it goes around here, and then comes back to here, and then goes around here. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how it works. But anyways, if you notice, this is an egg, and this is an egg. But now that I made little creations, this looks like a D. This looks like a D. This looks like a D. But really and truthfully, you see this? So I just put the D in there, but look, it's a B. Put it together, it's a B. So everybody wants to know, why is one breast larger than the other? So one of the reasons is because of this. My computer keeps turning up. One of the little reasons is this. It's on an angle. I made it a little bit extra bigger, but it's on an angle. The B is a 13. 1, 3. The value of a B as 13, plus put in the 2 parts of the D that go in here. D and D, 4th letter and 4th letter. 44 like we spoke before. 4 and 4 plus 13 equals 21. Thus, it's a double D. Okay, let's multiply the D by 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 13 is 21. Now you got creation and expression with both realities of the gods who created the whole thing. I hope I did well. 48 minutes. Holy crap. How's my eye? Let me see. Look at that, I can see right up my nose. I got a black spot on my nose. My teeth are ugly. Okay, that's the end of this show. The end of the show, my friends. 48 minutes, it's insane. What does the clock on the wall say? Raphael 7286. I appreciate it and thank you. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. I hope I didn't disturb you while I smoked and did my video all the way I usually do. Thank you. Oh, and before I go, so I'm going to tell you 3 dates. June 12th, July 25th to August 5th, and September 15th. Why am I telling you this? Because of the eclipse and the brown dwarf star. That's why. And Nibiru, because our Father is coming. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. God is going to show his face. Oh, and you want to know another thing? The Mayan count there, they say, is 52 years, right? So if you go at 50, because like I told you, Alpha Omega is 50. Okay? So 50 times 40, which is the Monopoly game, gives you 2,000 years, okay, plus, okay, plus up to the next 25 or 30 years, okay. I'm going to go this year, okay, is not a good year for Monopoly. You have to go, in order to get it, you have to be 52, okay. 52 is on waterworks. There's 3 places to land on Monopoly, but 52 is on waterworks. That's this year. In 2 years, okay, we'll be on the yellow. In 2014, we are on the yellow energy property, okay. And I'm not sure if they calculate for the whole year or the month, but that's where we are. And that's where we have to end life, because we came in with the red blood, but the energy of the yellow was in us. So when we stop this world and go into the next conscience world, it's going to carry caution, because the yellow energy is a caution. So maybe our spirit sun, Nibiru, the red sun that's coming in, is going to deliver us more of one energy than the other, so we can rid of the conflict between the spirit and the mind of the soul. Raphael 7286.